Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone podcast. My name is Kathy. On the 24th of January 2025, yet another order was entered, sealing even further discovery than has been sealed in this case since the beginning of the case over 2 years ago. This particular order is entitled Order Sealing Exhibits to Defendant's Supplemental Response to Request for Discovery Regarding Expert Witnesses. The body of this order tells us the following. The court, that's Judge Hippler, having before it the stipulated motion, that means it's a motion that's been agreed to by the parties, to seal. So just because we have a stipulation here, an agreement, it's not the content of what's being produced here. It's the stipulation that the matters should be sealed from the public. Okay, so starting again. The court having before it the stipulated motion to seal exhibits to defendant's supplemental response to request for discovery regarding expert witnesses and good cause appearing. Now, therefore, in capital letters, it is hereby ordered all the exhibits to the defendant's supplemental response to request for discovery regarding expert witnesses shall be filed under seal. That means off the public docket, so the public does not have access to these records, ladies and gentlemen. Shall be filed under seal for the reasons outlined in the previously filed stipulation. Again, that is the court reminding the world that this is a stipulation between the parties, between the State of Idaho and defense for Bryan C. Kohberger, that even more documents should be under seal than are in this case. So the court is the previously filed stipulation and pursuant to ICAR Administrative Rule 32 and IC Statute 74124, and the subsections are given for both here. So ordered, capital letters, and then handwritten 1/24/25, reflecting the date that this order was rendered of January 24th, 2025. Hand signed, Judge Stephen J. Hippler, District Judge, and then the clerk's certificate of service, where the clerk is certifying, confirming who this order went to. And we see all of the parties listed here on both sides. So this now adds to the enormous amount of documents that remain under seal in this case. I have previously given my opinion. I continue to give it here under the First Amendment to freedom of speech, freedom of the press. My opinion is that all one has to do is to look at the case summary page for Idaho versus Kohberger, and you will see January 3rd, 2023, a stipulation that the court enter an order between the defense and the state. It was actually hand-signed by Ms. Taylor for Mr. Kohberger and by Mr. Thompson for the State of Idaho to enter a non-dissemination order. That stipulation that a non-dissemination order should be entered was granted the same day, January 3rd, 2023, by then presiding jurist in the case, the magistrate judge, Megan E. Marshall. Since that time, there have been so many documents that have been filed under seal, either by stipulation, further agreements between the parties, or where either the defense or the state has come forward and filed a motion and application for a court order that further documents be sealed. All of the supplemental discovery requests and responses from the beginning of the case, for example, are, although we see that there's a response that has been made to a request for discovery, the substance of what is being requested and turned over is listed in an exhibit that is under seal. So I just continue to give my concern of the amount of items that are continuing to be off the public docket in this case. That is my opinion that I give, and as I do, I want to thank you very much for joining us here today.